guys, what's up? It's Thursday, July 17th, 2025. My name is Nick Parsons. This is the Betting Memo, and this is probably the slowest day of the entire year in the sporting world. And so because of that, we're going to have a really abbreviated Betting Memo show tomorrow. MLB returns. We're going to have a rapid fire free pick section. The Gold Sheet will return. We'll have a featured capper. Today, we're just going to have my Parsons best bet and a featured free play. So let's just get right into my Parsons best bet. So yesterday afternoon, I had a play on the Seattle Storm in WNBA action, and that was a winner, guys. But for Thursday, we're done with the WNBA for a bit. I'm back on the gridiron, the Canadian gridiron. I'm having a big overall 2025 campaign so far. I'm 13-5 overall, and I'm 5-0 over the last 2 weeks. And so my Thursday Parsons best bet is the Thursday night game here this evening, which sees the Toronto Argonauts in Montreal to take on the Alouettes. This is the second of 3 meetings between the East Division rivals this year. They opened the season against each other in Montreal, and the Alouettes came out on top by a score of 28-10 as 5.5-point favorites. The Alouettes won their first 3 games, but they enter now hungry to snap a 2-game slide. 2 weeks ago, they fell at home 21-20 to a much improved BC Lions team that was finally operating at full health on both sides of the ball. 1 week after notching their first win of the season in a 29-18 victory at Ottawa in week 4, backup quarterback Nick Arbuckle and the Toronto Argonauts, they collapsed in their 51-38 loss to Hamilton. The Argonauts had last week off as well, but I don't expect the extra time off to improve much on the field of play this weekend. In their first matchup, Toronto only managed 276 total yards of offense, and the Alouettes defense didn't even allow a first down until the final minutes of the first quarter, and they didn't even allow a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Arbuckle had a fumble and 2 interceptions. Montreal quarterback Davis Alexander was 19 of 26 for 205 yards and a touchdown, and he also threw an interception, but he also ran 4 times for 50 yards. Now, the thing here is Alexander hasn't even played since week 3 due to a hamstring injury, but he's 7-0 in his career as a starter for the Alouettes. And so I'm expecting Alexander to have a much bigger impact here now in week 7, considering his team is looking to avoid a 3-game slide. The Argonauts are second to last in the league in allowing 32.6 points per game. And so that's bad news here for Toronto, as before his injury, Alexander had Montreal leading the CFL in points per game at 31 and net offensive yards at 406.3. And so, guys, I see this game being lopsided in nature. My official Parsons best bet is on the Montreal Alouettes. -9.5 is what I have. I also like at -10, but this is a no play at -10.5 or higher. So as I said, I'll be back with the leaderboards tomorrow. One thing I have to quickly do here is a little bit of business. I have to tell you about some of the specials going on over at Sports Memo. The most popular is called Flex Picks, and here's how that works. So Flex Picks, guys, it gives you the ultimate flexibility to access the daily picks you want from the experts that you trust. And so every day you can choose a different handicapper if you want. You select the expert whose plays you want for that day, and you get full access for the entire day. So you can also plan ahead or go day by day. And one of the really great things is you can change your mind at any time. As I said, you can switch your handicapper every day. In fact, right up until when the plays are released. You can also skip days at your convenience. If you have 30-day Flex Pass, you don't need to use it 30 days in a row. It is the most flexible and affordable way to stay ahead with expert betting advice. And guys, $5 Wednesdays. Yesterday was $5 Wednesdays. I know a bunch of you joined me with that play on the Storm there. That was my $5 5% pick, which was also a client play, which I give out on the show. Every show I give out a client pick. That just happened to land on $5 Wednesday yesterday, but it was a big success. And there were plenty of other winners in 4% and 5% plays, all for $5 on Wednesdays throughout the summer. And then on Friday, it's 50% off Friday. That's coming tomorrow, guys. Same thing as $5 Wednesdays. Every capper releases one 50% off package. It's a great opportunity to take advantage and save at the same time. On this abbreviated show, we're just going to get right into our featured free play, and it comes from the Insider's Room on tonight's game here. So the same game. It's one of the rare circumstances where we'll have a featured free play and also my Parsons best bet on the same game. I have the side. The Insider's Room has the total here. Let's just get right into it. So the Insiders Room, they go on to say that this is the second game of the year between the clubs, with Montreal beating the defending Grey Cup champions by a score of 28-10 at home in week 1. After winning its first 3 games, the Owls have dropped their last 2. Montreal, though, had last week off following a tight 21-20 home loss to an improving BC Lions side, and we think it'll be able to exploit the Toronto defense that was just torched in a 51-38 home loss to Hamilton. With 2 tough games against Winnipeg back-to-back, this becomes a do-or-die game, essentially, for Toronto. But we feel the value lies here in playing the total. And the Insiders Room goes on to finish by saying, it sets up great situationally, because with each side pushing the pace and opening up the playbook like they believe it will, the over becomes the correct call as far as the total is concerned, in their opinion. Okay, guys, just to quickly recap, my official Parsons best bet client play for Thursday is on the Montreal Alouettes -10 or better. I have -9.5. And the featured free play from the Insiders Room is on the over 50.5 in the Argonauts and the Alouettes in the same game. So on Friday, guys, the Betting Memo returns to its normal programming. We're going to have a gold sheet free play. We're going to have a featured capper with a featured free play. I'm going to tell you about some specials. We're going to look at the leaderboards. They're dynamic leaderboards that change all of the time, and they're definitely always worth getting caught up on. But until then, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Good luck with the CFL tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.